Leute, ich grüße euch. Wenn ihr das seht, bin ich gerade auf dem Weg auf die Azoren. Es wird wahrscheinlich Montag sein. Ich sitze entweder schon im Flugzeug oder warte am Flughafen in Lissabon, um endlich weiter fliegen zu können. Oder wir haben irgendwie eine Möglichkeit gefunden, auch noch in Lissabon irgendwie zu angeln, denn wir kommen, glaube ich, um 13 Uhr an und fliegen erst um 22 Uhr weiter. Also wir haben sehr, sehr viel Zeit in Lissabon, bevor wir dann auf die Azoren fliegen. Aber ich hatte mir vorgenommen, für euch jeden Tag irgendwie ein kleines Video hochzuladen, selbst wenn es nur eine Reaction ist. Und es gibt so ein paar Videos, die habe ich mir einfach noch nicht angeguckt und die würde ich mir jetzt einfach mal angucken und die ganzen Reaktionen dazu auch euch aufnehmen. Und da haben wir einmal von John B, ist das, glaube ich. Lass mich kurz gucken. John B, einer der größten Angelkanäle, die es gibt. John B, 1,77 Millionen Abonnenten. Aber er war in Japan und er hat die verrücktesten AngelKöder aus Japan gekauft. Und da ziehen wir uns das doch ganz einfach mal rein und gucken, was da so passiert. Let's go.
Hell yeah. Here in my hands, I'm holding 2 sacks of lures.
2 Beutel von Ködern.
Just a couple weeks ago,
Ist grad geil, Alter.
I was in Japan, my first time ever, and it was an amazing experience. I spent a little over a week there with my 2 good buddies, Rob and Jerry, and we were filming some amazing
Guggenbaits, das ist, glaube ich, seine eigene Ködermarke, ey. Übrigens stabiler Bart, feiere ich.
content for the Guggen Squad channel.
Könnte
If
ich
you
auch
guys
mal
haven't
wieder
checked out that
machen.
channel yet, it'll be linked down below. Regardless, I wasn't there for my personal videos. I was there for the Guggen Squad, and we were doing some pretty interesting things, traveling all throughout Japan, including some major cities such as Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka. While we were there, I
steht alles
ended
noch
up
auf meiner
stumbling
Liste.
into
Ich war ja eine Woche nur in Tokio und das reicht nicht, Leute. Es reicht nicht. Eine Woche Tokio reicht nicht. Ich habe da halt noch nicht geangelt, aber eine Woche Tokio reicht nicht. Ihr werdet nicht alles sehen. Wir haben das meiste gesehen, was wir wollten, aber noch längst nicht alles. Und wenn ihr dann in Tokio seid, ihr habt euch vorher einen Plan gemacht, was ihr machen wollt, dann folgen noch mehr Pläne, wenn ihr erstmal in Tokio seid, ey. Oh Gott, Alter, ich liebe diese Stadt, ich liebe dieses Land, ey.
probably one too many Japanese tackle stores and absolutely ran up a fat check. Luckily, the Japanese yen had hit a all-time low while we were visiting, and I ended up actually saving some pretty good money on these lures. So thankfully, when I got back to the States, my wife didn't kill me and show me all the receipts and money I spent. Matter of fact, I actually saved hundreds of dollars on lures that I would normally spend thousands of dollars on. So in a way, if you're doing girl math, it's kind of
redet natürlich jetzt auch in Maßstäben, die wir als Normalverbraucher, nicht mal ich jetzt als YouTuber, ich mache das ja auch nur nebenberuflich, irgendwie erreichen werde mit seinen 1,77 Millionen Abonnenten an Reichweite und an Tausenden von Klicks, sind das natürlich ganz andere Maßstäbe, wovon er redet, ey.
I saved money. I don't know. That's at least what my wife says when she gets back from Hobby Lobby.
Silently praying wife didn't just hear what I said.
Can you hear me, Kaylee, in here? Oh, we're safe. Never mind. All good. All kidding aside, I wanted to film a video in the tune of some of my old content that I used to upload on my channel where I was in my parents' basement.
Hey, I'm just gonna make this easy on myself and not open it like a complete idiot.
So ist er angefangen, oder was?
Video, I want to
Nice.
share with you guys what it looks like to go shopping at a fishing store in Japan. In both these bags, I don't know if I explained this, but in both these sacks are lures that I collected on my trip. These are all lures found in Japan, some lures that you probably have never ever seen before. So I'm excited to share with you some of the
Genau sowas
interesting
erwarte ich.
purchases I've
Köder,
made.
die ich
Without
noch
further
nie
ado,
gesehen
let's
habe.
get
Genau
right
sowas
into it.
erwarte ich.
Ready?
Oh Gott.
I'll just get my daughter to clean that up. Let's get started with some more crazy ones that I found.
Geil.
Take a look at this.
Okay, ein
Now,
Riesenwobbler.
oh, sorry, this camera's new. I'm testing out. Take a look at this. Here's one of the first lures that I found on this trip. I have literally no idea what it is or what it's used for, but it was big and slender.
Alter,
So I bought it. This is called a high
wie flach ist es
At least
denn?
that's the name of the company. I bought this for 4,400 Japanese yen. I got it because it was
$30,
interesting. I don't know
ey.
if I'm ever actually going to use this for bass, but I
Alter,
can see this being
sieht das wild aus. Guck dir das mal an. Crazy. Dieser Buckel. Ja, dass er so dünn ist, ne? Krass, ey. Das ist der Huperer 248, ey.
great
Crazy.
striking lure. It looks like a giant
So habe ich mir das vorgestellt. Genauso kann es weitergehen. In den nächsten 20 Minuten. So kann es genau weitergehen. Geil, ey.
jerkbait. I don't know if it floats, sinks, or suspends.
Jerky.
Because
Okay.
of most of what is written on here is in, well, you guessed it, Japanese. I suppose I could translate it, but yeah, it's pretty wild. I got a lot of big lures while I was in Japan. This one stuck out to me, so I decided to pick it up. Look how crazy that is.
That's
My
wirklich
camera would
crazy.
just focus. Thank you, camera. There we go. Stop. Let's try to focus on my nipple or something. What's going on here? Look at that big behemoth. Some are not too interesting, but I want to show you guys some of the crazier ones that I found. Like this one, for example. What the hell is...
Soll das ein Fliegenfisch sein? Auch wieder so eine Art Hardbait? Das sieht crazy aus.
going on here? This is called a Imakatsu Death Roll.
Death
Quite an
Roll.
aggressive name for
Oh, vielleicht das in der Mitte hält das zusammen und die beiden außen sozusagen drehen sich so. Brrr. Das könnte vielleicht sein, ne?
a fishing lure. I'm going to take this one out.
Ja,
I believe this
pack
is
mal
a
aus.
topwater lure. I've seen some
Oh,
anglers in Japan
stimmt.
fishing with these on my Instagram's For You page. And it's got a pretty crazy action. This one right here has got to be one of the most wild purchases I made while in Japan.
Tut mir nicht weh.
Look at this thing. Like, what is going on here? It's got 2 different segments, a bunch of different props.
Alter.
To say that Japanese anglers go above and beyond with their unique designs is an understatement. Those two I thought were pretty wild. Let's keep going with the
Aber das sah
strange
geil aus.
topwater. And I want to show you this one. This is a,
Oh, das sieht aus wie ein Crank, oder?
well,
Oh,
this
das ist
is
ein
a jackal.
Topwater bait.
The name of this lure is
Guck mal.
called a
Oh,
chop cut.
Chop
Kind of
Cut.
like the, what was that guy, the ShamWow guy? What was the thing he was promoting? The slap chop cut?
Hi, it's Fitz with Slap Chop.
I don't know. I think he was
Geil.
promoting some sort of kitchenware before he went to jail.
Oh, guckt euch das mal an.
Slapping that hooker. Regardless, this
Oh,
is something entirely
guckt euch das an. Vorne ist der Propeller, ist ein Topwater-Köder, ziehst du das Wasser und dann pop, 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 pop. Wie der Whopperplopper. Wie der Whopperplopper. Geil, ey. Was ein geiler Köder. Mit den Fransen hier unten dran und oh, feier ich.
different.
Schön.
I've been a tangent there. But this one's pretty wild because I believe this lure sits on its side. It looks like it would float in the water upright like a normal topwater.
Guck mal, der Köder ist an der Seite dran.
Down on the side. So I think the bait is supposed to sit like this. And then I imagine when you reel it in, that prop spins. It's quite the contraption. I actually could see myself throwing this and probably catching a few bass on it. Right then and there, those were
Das ist crazy, Mann. Das ist crazy.
3 lures that really caught my attention. I was buying a bunch of stuff that I thought I could actually see myself using on a regular basis, and I wanted to also purchase some, unique stuff too. If you've been following this channel for quite some time, you know that I am a lure head. I love collecting interesting lures. For example, in my office, I've got a couple hanging up right there. I'll show you. This one right here was a lure that
Ist das hier oben eigentlich ein Barracuda? Weil die will ich auf den Azoren auf jeden Fall fangen.
was handmade for me by a Japanese angler. This is a arowana, which is a well, it's an Amazonian fish species, and
die habe ich bei David Wenzel schon
time ago,
gesehen.
If you've been following this channel for quite some
Ja,
time,
ja, ja.
I actually managed to trick a bass into eating an arowana. I might be the first person
Nice.
to ever catch a bass on an arowana imitation lure. I really do enjoy collecting very unique, diverse, and intriguing lures such as this one. This is not one I purchased on my trip to Japan, but I just figured I'd show you an example of some lures
Stark.
I've collected over the
Sehr,
years.
sehr geil,
I got a
sehr,
bunch
sehr
of
geil.
soft plastics too. This one's an Imakatsu as well. Like little tiny soft plastic swimmers. You can see that being great for bass and
Super
crappie and
pintails.
smallmouth alike. This is called a
Ja.
javelin, I believe. Yeah, javelin. What's interesting is a lot of the packaging is in English, but most of the other like directions and cliff notes on these lures is
Okay.
in Japanese. So I'm guessing a lot of Japanese anglers speak a little bit English, or at least can read a little bit of English. Otherwise, I don't know why they would put so much English on the packaging. However, I will say when we were there, it seemed like most people that we encountered spoke just Japanese, or at least English wasn't their second language, if you know what I'm saying. Also got some little worms too. I thought these looked pretty cool. This is OSP, another Japanese brand. These
Ja.
worms look really, really cool.
So fürs Bassangeln, denke ich mal, ne?
Yeah, we got some other really cool stuff.
Bei
I'm
Würmis.
just gonna kind of blow through some of these soft
Depths.
plastics. This particular soft plastic is a very hard one to
Also bei
find.
Gummis ist es wirklich hart, mich dann irgendwie neu zu überzeugen. Ne? Also sieht für mich ja bei Gummis auf jeden Fall ganz alles, das hätte man alles schon mal gesehen.
Matter of fact, just about everywhere in the United States is sold out of the Sakamata shad. I believe that's how you pronounce it. There was a big tournament one on this in the beginning of the year, and they're very hard to find. So I picked a couple of those up just to try them out.
Nice.
Here's another crazy one.
Sagt, das schwer zu finden
This
ist auf
is
jeden
a
Fall.
lure I found in Kyoto, just south of Lake Biwa, where the
Alter, wie lang ist das?
world record bass was caught. This is called Project Zero, and the rest is in Japanese. It looks like a giant hair jig.
Ist
But what's
wirklich.
different about this is the hook is all the way up here, and you've just got this very long strand of what I believe is either rabbit hair or marabou. But I've seen this all over social media, and I had to pick one up myself. This one, I'll start naming the prices too. This one was $2,600 at a store called Bun Bun. Here we've got Cabela's.
$17. Ey, aber beißt der Fisch hinten am und dann beißt er am Kopf. Das ist ja crazy. So viel Köder, wo kein Haken dran. Ey. Verrückt, ey.
Pro shops in Japan, they've got Bun Buns.
Bun
I love
Buns.
it. Another Imikatsu. I thought these minnows looked pretty dope. Very
Oh,
lifelike
okay.
and realistic. This is called a fish fry. Not sure on the price of what I paid on this, but it probably wasn't too much. Could see that being really great on a little drop shot. Just some really cool soft plastics. Here's some plastics from a company called Raid. I actually used Raid a lot when I was younger. They make some pretty cool hard baits. But I thought these look cool. That color is awesome. It's like a violet.
Sehr faltbar wahrscheinlich mit der Falte in der Mitte.
Lime green, almost like a Guggen green.
Gut
underbelly.
einsaugbar.
This is called a Fanta stick, 4.8 inch.
Fanta
Got a bunch
stick.
more of the depths.
Nochmal Depths, ja.
Sakamata shads, some smaller ones, some medium-sized ones, some big ones. I believe in Japan these were fairly inexpensive, and they had rows and rows of them, which is unbelievable because literally they are so hard to find in the States. I got another one of those Project Zeros, big eyes in a black color.
Wieder, ne? Ey, das finde ich vorne richtig geil. Mit dem Riesenauge, dann dieses gebundene, wie beim Fliegenfischen, feiere ich sehr, ne? Aber dann dieser lange Schwanz, ey, ist
I'm probably
crazy.
gonna keep some of
Ja.
these lures and
Hol mal einen
you know,
raus.
have them as I don't know, a token of memorial from my previous trip in Japan. But I'm gonna fish a lot of these, like this in particular. I mean, dude, that is just look how
Das sieht so
long
geil
the
aus.
tail is.
Das sieht so geil aus, wirklich. Aber wie
Oh, here's an
lang der
interesting one
Schwanz
that's
ist,
become
ey.
pretty popular in the States. I forget the name of
das
this. I
denn?
should know the name of this.
Heuschrecken?
But it's an OSP.
Ja, die hat mir mal einer von euch
I forget what they
zugeschickt.
call these. I'll leave it linked right here. I'll
Dice
leave a little
Rubber.
Annotation right here.
Die sehen so
And
aus wie
a
so
lot of dudes
Bakterien, die
down
man
south,
fischt, ey.
Or at least down south of me
Geil.
in Austin, Texas, have been catching fish on this very lure.
Hätte ich mir auch
What's
gekauft.
funny about this
Ohne
is
Witz.
most of the
Hätte ich wahrscheinlich
lettering
niemals
here is in
gefischt,
Japanese,
aber hätte ich
whereas
mir
some of the
gekauft.
other ones previously are in English. I'm not sure why that is. Ooh, here's another cool lure. Another big topwater. This is another
Fledermaus?
Imikatsu, a Aventa Crawler RSRV. I love the names of these lures.
Junge.
This is a big old son of a gun. Oh, it legitimately looks like a bat.
Es sieht wirklich aus wie eine Fledermaus, ey.
It would look probably just like this.
Alter, Junge, das ist das Batmobil als Fishingköder. Ohne Witz, Mann, ey. Das Batmobil als Fishingköder.
Oh wow, dude! Giving a serious Gotham City vibe.
Crazy.
I noticed a lot of the hard baits in Japan come with really good hooks, whereas in the States it's not really a thing. It seems like, for most companies at least. I believe this is a big, like, what do they call this? Like a big, not a prop bait, but like a crawling bait. So this just kind of goes back and forth on the surface. Very cool. Another Imikatsu. I guess I bought a lot of Imikatsu. I didn't realize that. Got some line, some frog fishing line.
Frog.
It's pretty neat that they've got
Dura
braid
senso
specifically
for frog.
designed for frog fishing. 66-pound test. Such a weird metric, but there you have it. Got some 20-pound shooter. This stuff was really cheap in Japan. If you know, you know. This stuff is wicked expensive in the States, but in Japan it was unbelievably cheap, so I had to pick some up.
Okay,
so I got a little
Flugverbund,
bit of
also
everything.
nur
I
die
got
Marke
some
wahrscheinlich,
line,
so
I
teuer
got
ist, oder was?
some soft baits, some hard baits. I got a pack of these guys too. Fish Arrow, another popular Japanese company.
Okay.
This is a Flash J Split 5. Whatever that means. I got me a spinner bug too, because why not? We fished with a guy who is a guide on Lake Biwa. His name is Sammy.
I am Frogman.
He's the Frogman. And he told me that these spinner baits were really good. So I picked up some of these.
Wahrscheinlich, weil er
Be Custom
immer
spinner baits.
Frösche als
Literally says on the
Topwater-Köder
back,
fischt oder sowas.
for big
Deswegen
bass
Frogman.
only. I'm assuming it's that easy. Just
Spinnerbait,
throw it
oder
out
nicht?
there and catch a big bass. Anyway, I haven't caught a bass in a while too, so I'm really gonna have to start fishing some of this stuff. Okay, I believe we've gotten through the first bag of stuff, right? Unless I'm missing anything.
Ja, das war der erste. 11 Minuten durch, okay.
No. Oh, yeah, I actually am missing some stuff. This one's crazy. Before we get into the crazy one, I got this frog.
Noch ein
This
Frog?
is a Daiwa frog. For those of you who are familiar with Daiwa, you know that they make obviously
Steez
rods and
Papa
reels
Frog,
and line, but
yeah.
I didn't realize that they made frogs. This
Von
is called
Daiwa.
a Steez Popper frog. This one
Was
is not
das
a
denn?
frog. It's actually a worm. This is the most
Was?
insane thing I've ever seen. It's a 16-inch worm. It comes in a 5-pack. This is Rob's lure, so Rob, if you're watching this, I'm holding on to it for you. I'm not taking it, but I did want to show the audience this worm. This is crazy. I've never seen a worm this big before, and it's like really slender too. Let's see if I can take it out of the package for y'all. This pack of worms, by the way, was 1,138
Okay.
Japanese yens. Look at this.
What the?
So it comes still segmented on there, and I believe you just pinch it off. Dude, what the heck? It doesn't even fit in the screen, it's so long.
Schneidet man das
Absolutely
durch?
unreal. You can play jump rope with this worm, that's how
Man fischt das ganze Ding noch nicht, oder? Leute, man fischt niemals das ganze Ding, oder?
long it is. Anyway, I'll let Titty Turkle do the experimenting on that one. First bag of lures done and dusted. But guess what? I've
Next
got another
bag.
bag.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Yes, lots of stuff. This one right here, a Megabass Mag Draft Twitcher.
KGB.
Is that what it's called?
Das ist ein KGB.
Yeah, Twitcher. Check that puppy out.
Schön.
It's like a big soft
Guter
glide bait.
Megabass,
So
Alter.
it's not a hard bait, it's like soft rubber, but it kind of twitches and glides like a hard glide bait. This lure was 1,980
So
Japanese
günstig.
yen. I believe this lure has an action very similar to the Flag, which is a very popular soft swim bait that's kind of taken the
Ich hätte gedacht, das wäre
bass
viel
fishing
teurer.
industry by
Wirklich.
storm, but you know, Megabass decided to hop on the bandwagon. Pretty cool lure though, I had to pick one of these up.
Ey, ich
Got one
muss
of
sagen,
these.
ich freue mich schon auf den Angelladen, auf den Azoren. Den muss ich unbedingt auschecken. Oh, hier haben wir eine bekannte Marke.
This is actually one of my favorite
Norris.
frogs. Growing
Noch
up as
wieder
a
ein
kid,
Frog?
it's a
Okay,
Norris NF60. These frogs are awesome. This was on sale for 847 yen, which I think is very inexpensive. And in the States, these are like a $20 frog. So you know I had the cop. What else we have here? Oh, this one's pretty weird. This is called a Reply. I don't know, I thought the packaging was kind of strange on this one.
Oh,
I'll take
Alter,
it out
warte,
for
sowas
you.
haben wir auch in der Art.
I have absolutely
eine
no clue
Doppelwobbler?
how you're supposed to fish this lure, but if I had to guess, it's probably some sort of topwater. It's got two
Ja.
props, one on the front,
Auf
one
jeden
on the
Fall
butt
wieder
end,
Topwater.
two
Ja,
little
ja, ja.
trebles, and it's pink.
Auf jeden Fall.
My
Pink
daughter's
ist immer
favorite
gut.
color. Kinda
Pink
reminds
ist
me of like an old school Rebel-
Pink ist
Rebel
ich
lure,
liebe
kind of
pinke
retro and
Köder.
OG. I like
Geil.
it. So I had to get it. The other really cool thing about Japan and their tackle stores is they will sell used fishing gear. So not only like used fishing rods and used fishing reels, but they also sell used fishing lures. So I was able to get some very inexpensive swim baits from a tackle store called Tackleberry. This one is a
sunfish.
freaking relic. I filmed a video probably 10 years ago fishing with this very lure, and this very lure is called a Kiwami gill. And I've got this
Ein Bluegill.
Kiwami gill right here. I purchased this for 1,500 Japanese yen, which is
Stellt euch vor, ihr findet euren Köder wieder, mit dem ihr damals richtig geil gefangen habt. Oh mein Gott, wie geil, Alter.
very inexpensive. When I purchased it new as a
Geil.
kid, I think it was like $60 at a store by my house in Illinois. So I had to
Mega
pick one
nice.
up. It's a little tiny bluegill glide bait. I wasn't in love with the color, but you know, you can always get these repainted. Another used lure as well. This is, I think, a DRT. I think it's a Fish Arrow DRT collaboration.
Den hat sich Domme letztes Jahr auf der Angelwelt Berlin gekauft, also so einen ähnlichen. Der erste Wurf und die Hinterflossen flogen alle ab.
I got this because it looked cool, but I also think it'd be really awesome for striped bass.
Der arme, Alter. Ich glaube, er hat 40 Euro dafür ausgegeben,
Alter.
Alter.
Striped bass. Anyway, big swim bait. I could see this working great in the salt, so I had to cop
Ah,
it. And they were
geil,
also
Mann.
selling some really inexpensive like jerk baits. Like this, I believe, is like a $30 jerk bait in the States. It's like an OSP 130, and they were selling it for like
Oh, okay.
1,500 yen, which is nuts. It's a really, really nice jerk bait. Then I got a little Depths bull shooter.
No,
I didn't
wieder so
even
ein
know they
Bluegill,
made them
Alter.
this small. Seeing as I'm headed up to Maine, I wanted to get this. This is, I'll actually take this out of the package because I think it's so neat. It needs to be shown out of the package. This is, I believe, a little Megabass cicada lure.
Ah, ist wieder ein Topwater,
And
ne?
I'm sure a lot of you guys in the Midwest or even up north are experiencing a major cicada hatch. So I wanted to get this to fish with in some of the northern states because a lot of bugs start emerging as things get warmer.
Oh,
we
yeah,
got
gute
all
Idee.
different sizes
Ja.
of lures here: medium, big, small, humongo, teeny tiny, large. You get the gist. Let's see. Oh, this one's cool. This is a jackal lure. I have no idea how this is meant to be fished.
Oh,
I
der
believe
sieht
it's
cool
some
aus. Ist richtig slim. Aber sowas ähnliches habe ich hinten schon mal gesehen, ne? Irgendwo. Aber der sieht geil aus. Der sieht aus wie so ein Torpedoköder, Alter. Den man so durchs Wasser peitscht. Geil, Mann, ey.
sort of sinking bait, but it's called a Nagisa 65 SP. Very cool.
Yeah,
I
it's
got a
really
bunch
cool,
of lures
yeah.
that look like that too. Like this one right here. Where did it go? I just had it. Oh, like this one right here. Look at this little guy. I think this is a little topwater. Check out this dude.
Alter, wie viel Topwater-Köder er
How cool
geholt
is
hat, ne?
that, man?
Der ist echt cool. Richtig hübsch.
I have no idea who makes this. This is something I've never seen before. It's actually really heavy. It might not be a topwater lure. It's very heavy for how small it is. This was 1,700 Japanese yen. So just put it in comparison. Some of these lures are big and they're far less expensive than this little guy. So I'm really curious.
Vielleicht so eine Art Speedcheck oder
It's
so.
called a Karashi. Oh, it's a megabass lure. Oh, duh. There you go. Oh, and it's kind of neat. They've got like a little pepper as the logo, like a little jalapeno pepper. Here's a popular frog that we can get in the States, but I got in
Wieder
Japan.
so ein
It's
Frosch.
pretty cheap. 1,300 Japanese yen. This is a slither frog. It's a finesse frog, so you kind of just twitch it and it goes side to side. And it's actually got, instead of silicone in the back, it's got marabou hair. So it's a little bit different. I like it when it's like, I like fishing this frog on a flat, calm day in open water. Got some terminal tackle here, some interesting free weights, some big tungstens.
Paar bullets,
What else do we
yeah.
have here? Is that all I got? No. Oh, here's some more stuff. Okay, here, look at this thing. This is called a jet striker. Like, what the hell is that, dude? There's so much going
Was
on
ist
with
mit dem
this lure.
Schwanz
It's
hinten?
got like a weird, like, look at this. So that's like some sort of,
Was ist das
like a
denn?
piece of metal that's in the shape of a, I don't know, like a V or a Y almost. And then it connects to the butt end, I believe. And I'm guessing it's a topwater. A lot of this is gonna have to be trial and error. I was just grabbing stuff off the shelf that I thought was crazy. It's got decoy hooks, which are really good hooks. It's by a company called
Was denn, Alter?
Timeco Lures.
Jet
This one's
Striker.
expensive. This was 2,277 Japanese yen. Oh, one more thing. Hang on. I got two things to show you, actually. I'll be right back.
Okay, wir warten.
So
wir
I
warten.
did, and I can't
Oh,
believe I
eine
almost
Rolle.
forgot about this, but I did also purchase a fishing reel. Take a gander at this little
Von
beauty.
Daiwa?
This is a 2,000 size Daiwa Surtate. I think it's called Surtate. It's like a little tiny bass or trout reel. It doesn't fit too much line, but it doesn't need to because I put very light 6-pound braided line on here with some fluorocarbon. I actually caught a fish in Japan. I'm gonna keep it a secret until the Guggen video drops, but I caught a fish on this reel and I'll tell you what, it was quite an experience because it was a big fish and I was definitely outmatched with my gear. But yeah, I purchased this reel. I think this was like $200 US. It was so inexpensive, and I believe this reel in the States is like close to 400 bucks. I guess now I'm thinking about it, I did spend a lot of money. Probably shouldn't have done that. And then
Oh Gott, eine
this
rote?
rod tube, you guessed it, I've got some rods. I got some rods.
Some
Now,
rods.
I actually haven't opened
Okay,
this up
some
since
rods, Alter.
flying to Japan, so these rods could be completely destroyed, and we will find out together. I don't know why I brought two rods, but I made sure that I didn't buy anything full size because I knew flying back with them was going to be an absolute nightmare. Although I did wanted to purchase some full size rods, some one-piece rods, because there was some really cool rods in Japan. I mean, as a bass angler, to say that I was overwhelmed is an understatement. I was shook. Yes, everything is good. Okay, so I bought two travel rods. I don't have very many travel rods and had to go a little balls to the walls. So I decided to get two, not one, but two Japanese rods. This one in particular is a Poison Adrena 2-piece 6'3" spinning rod.
Ja.
This thing is nuts. I'll tell you what also is ridiculous about this rod. Its price point. It is so much money. Even in Japan, it was a lot of money, but it was worth it. You know, I think this rod is super durable. I caught a giant fish on it, and I'm gonna use it for smallmouth and largemouth and all fish alike. It's a great little rod, and I like that it's a 2-piece too. I can break this down, bring it with me on creek missions if I'm going through
Ja, sehr
crazy
nice.
amounts of brush and shrubbery.
Ja.
I don't have to worry about busting the rod. I can just break it down as is and put it in my bag. And then I also, last minute, decided to buy a casting rod. Now this is not an
Shimano?
ordinary like bass fishing casting rod. This is like meant for overseas Amazon trips or trips to Australia for barramundi or peacock bass, things of that nature. This is a heavy duty Shimano Scorpion cast here on. It's a 7-foot 2-piece. It's got reinforced triple foot guides all the way up to the tip. And if you're not familiar with guides and what triple foot means, it basically means there's 3 ends of support on that guide, whereas most bass rods will just have kind of one little foot, like one little piece that connects the guide to the rod, but there's 3 points of contact with the guide to the rod. Basically, I'm boring you. What I'm trying to say is it's very, very durable. It's a very sturdy rod, and it's a 2-piece, so I can travel with it. I can bring it on the plane. However, I did try to bring it on the plane in Japan, and they didn't like that, so I had to go back through security and check it in and get it all wrapped up in this, well, you saw it, in this makeshift pool noodle looking rod holder. Anyway, there you guys have it. This is a different video, I know, but I just want to find any...
Ich hoffe, bei mir ist noch alles gut gegangen. Wenn ihr seht, bin ich ja schon unterwegs, aber zur Aufnahme jetzt am 9.9. ist mein Routenrohr immer noch nicht angekommen. Das muss noch gefixt werden in dieser Woche, bevor es losgeht.
Opportunity to film content that I want to share with you guys, and if you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like down below and shoot me a comment. Maybe we'll go somewhere else. Maybe next time I go overseas to a different country, I'll film a video like this. I've got, I mean, thousands of lures that I've collected from, you know, Africa, Australia, Indonesia, now Japan, Canada, Europe. I've got so much stuff that I've never really filmed a video about, but I really want to take the opportunity today to film that video and share with you guys what it's like to go on a shopping spree in Japan. So anyway, I'm Peace Out, signing out. Thank you guys for watching today's video, and we'll catch you on the next one. As always, folks, keep fishing.
Never stop. Oh Mann, John B. Alter. Hätte ich damals, als ich in Japan war, doch schon gefischt, ey. Aber dann hätte ich noch weniger Zeit gehabt, Tokio zu sehen. Mann, geile Köder. Ein paar davon einfach auch so, ja okay, kennt man irgendwie, aber ein paar Verrückte sind schon wirklich dabei. Ne, ihr könnt ja mal in die Kommentare schreiben, was sind eure verrücktesten Köder, die ihr so kennt. Und ich freue mich schon auf eure Kommentare, Leute. Und wir sehen uns live auf Instagram. Verfolgt das da auf jeden Fall. Und das nächste Video wird wahrscheinlich dann morgen kommen, Leute. In dem Sinne, passt gut auf euch auf. Falls ihr Wasser, dickes Petis, alle wichtig, bleibt gesund. Euer Icy, macht's gut. Ciao.